So this video is a little all over the place, but then again, so am I. If you're watching this video, you're a real one. A big question I feel like I've gotten like a lot of time. Honestly, a game changer. That's why I started a YouTube channel. Hey guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. And if you're new here, this is the perfect video for you because I'm pretty much just going to be doing a little all-encompassing Q&A, advice line, a little bit about me, get to know me, all that kind of stuff. And so this video is a little bit all over the place. So yeah, I did get a few questions from the few Q&A polls I sent out last month, so I'll get to those first. But then I'll just talk about some general stuff about me and my own advice on things like school and academics and dance. So let's just get right into it. And I will definitely be sipping on some water throughout this video because I'm going to be talking a lot. There will also be timestamps in the description so you guys can see what chapter or segment of this video I'm on, so don't forget to check that out as well. So to start off this video, a big question I feel like I've gotten a lot, or a lot of people have, from friends and family and just in general, is how, when, and why I started doing YouTube. I started YouTube in September, and then I also did TikTok around that time, but TikTok was just super stressful because I had to post so many TikToks and I was just not getting the response I anticipated. So now I'm only doing YouTube, and I pretty much started because especially last year in the 8th grade, I watched a bunch of lifestyle creators like Vanessa Tu, Caitlin Nolan, Nicole Lano, Sarah Chris, and then they all just kind of inspired me to start my own YouTube channel because I was also kind of going through a little bit of last year was honestly a huge glow up year for me, if I'm gonna be so real. I got into gratitude journaling because one of my teachers actually recommended it to me. I started working out, and I was just making dance more of a priority in my life. It was a whole transformation, honestly. I wish I could have vlogged that year, but instead I vlogged this year. So yeah, and then I just got really inspired and motivated to start my own lifestyle vlogs. So yeah, and honestly, it was a huge journey. I did so much research. I followed so many other creators about social media, like Katie Steckley and Catherine Manning, about how to start a YouTube channel. And then from there, I've created this little community and channel. So there's that. Also, this channel has kind of influenced the other decisions I've made in my life. I feel like I've gotten more effective and productive with my time. Make sure that I'm living up to all the healthy habits I'm talking about in my vlogs, gratitude and all that. And also one day I really want to be an entrepreneur and have my own business, so this is kind of the start for that, and that is also why I am taking 4 APs next year in sophomore year. We'll talk about that more in August because I have a whole video about my plan for sophomore year, so in that video we'll talk about why and how I'm going to do 4 APs. Now onto the academic segment of this video. So a question I've gotten, and I've also gotten this a lot as well, is how I manage my time effectively between YouTube, dance, all the things, and just some general time management tips. Honestly, the two main things for me are prioritizing my tasks and also just waking up earlier. Honestly, waking up earlier is such a huge game changer because yes, I do have to go to bed earlier, but then I have so much more time in the day to do things. Before school, I literally sit down and either edit or schedule vlogs. That helps me out so much. Then after school, I can do homework, dance, hang out with friends and family, all of that. And then also prioritizing tasks. So I just kind of create a little timeline in my head and on my physical planner to figure out what is of the utmost importance to me right now. Should I be working on this vlog or this short? Should I be working on this essay or this other thing? All that kind of stuff. And also, yeah, just staying organized with a planner. Sometimes I also use the notes app on my phone to make a to-do list for my day. Just little things like that really help out with time management, especially for someone as busy as me. Also, another thing that I just feel I kind of want to talk about is tips to pay attention in class. Because yes, it is hard. There have been so many times in class where I just wanted to low-key sleep, but I didn't. So the thing about paying attention in class is, honestly, if I just truly cannot do it, the most boring PowerPoint is on the screen right now, I will just start taking notes, whether it's on my computer or on my notebook, because yes, those notes will not be useful, but it just makes me pay attention in class. So, that's good. And then also, I just think about how if I pay attention in class, I'll have less work to do later. like whether I'm given work time or I have to like listen to a lecture. I know that if I pay attention, there'll be less work for me later. So that also kind of helps me out, just like thinking about like, I already have so much after school. I do not want to have any more after school if I don't pay attention in class right now, like things like that. Okay, now let's chat about my favorite study methods. So I'm never gonna say that like one study method is like the best way to study, because like there's so many different types of ways you could learn, like visually, auditory, tactile, and there's so many different study methods. Like what works for me might not work for you. What works for you will probably not work for me, but just, for like some study inspo, as like, back to school season is coming up with like September and all that. So honestly, my number one favorite way to study is just like Quizlets and flashcards. Honestly, Quizlet has been my savior, because before in middle school, like I started using Quizlet only like last year in 8th grade, but before then I would just always like make my own flashcards, and that was fine and everything, but it just took me so long to like make the flashcards, highlight stuff, make it look cute, and then it was just using like so much paper. And then I started using Quizlet, and it was so cool because I could just like quickly go through the flashcards, and then I could like study more on the terms that I didn't know. And then also, honestly, like the matching game really does help me out sometimes, and same thing with like the test and learn feature. Like I do not have Quizlet Plus, but just even the free version of Quizlet works really well for me, and just like flashcards in general. And also note taking. Like I'm pretty sure it's like in all of my study vlogs you will see me taking notes, because like I'm just such like a visual and tactile learner like that. Like I have to do stuff and also see stuff for it to like click. So for me, note taking is a really good study strategy for me, because I can like organize all the important information into like whatever chart or like bullet point list or whatever works for me, and then I'm able to comprehend and remember that information before a test. So yeah, note taking and the Quizlets or flashcards are my top 2 favorite study methods, hands down. Okay, and then the last thing I wanted to talk about on this little academic segment is burnout, because I feel like for many students, and especially for me, around like the winter time or like end of school year, I started getting so burned out because there's so many tests, projects, and finals, and I feel like I've just been working like for so many days straight because things are so busy. So I get in this feeling of burnout. So I wanted to talk a little bit about how to like know when you've gotten burned out, how to prevent it, how to take care of yourself after you've gotten burned out, things like that. So the thing about burnout, like you're just gonna know when you feel burned out. Like if you're like, I don't want to say you're gonna be sad and depressed, but like I shouldn't be laughing, but you like feel kind of sad and depressed, like you just feel like super drained. And like maybe you used to love school and now you don't like school because you've been studying so much. Maybe you used to love that subject, now you hate the subject because you've been working on it so much. Like things like that. Like it's harder to motivate yourself to do things because you've been feeling so drained. So that's like a big thing when you know that you're feeling burned out. And also sometimes just like the scenario, like if you've been studying for 10 days straight, like good on you, but it's probably a sign that you're getting into like burnout. So when you've gotten burned out, like once you like have kind of like reached that stage, just acknowledge it, like acknowledge, yes, I need a break, and then take that break. Because taking a break is honestly like, I feel like it's like the best way to like take care of yourself after you've gotten burned out. Like if you've been studying for 10 days straight, maybe don't study for a day or two, like go on a walk, do a bunch of other things, and then you're gonna come back and your mind's gonna be like so much clearer. And like, yes, when you're burned out, you feel like you're kind of just like, you have to keep doing stuff, and if you take a break, like that's not good. But in reality, when you're burned out, like you need that break, and after that break, you're gonna be so much more productive, and it's gonna be a lot faster to get through stuff. Like if you have 5 million projects and you're feeling burned out, if you take a break, you will finish those 5 billion projects like super quickly than if you were burned out and just trying to like force yourself to get motivated to do it. Okay, now let's segue into the final segment of this video, which is a little bit about me as a dancer and just like 3 tips that I have for dancers. So yeah, first of all, if you didn't know, yes, I'm a dancer. That's like on my channel banner and everything, but I just thought I'd bring that up. So a little bit about my dance background. So story time. I did not like dance at first. My mom put me in dance classes when I was like 5 years old, and I tried so many different styles. Like I did ballet, I did tap, and then finally when I was around like, I think 8 or 9, I started liking hip hop, and then my mom just like kept putting me in hip hop classes, but I didn't start like you know, like actually like putting in the work, trying to improve and really feeling passionate about it until I was like maybe like 11 or 12. So in that sense, I did kind of get into dance lit, and like yes, I've only been doing hip hop for so long, but honestly within hip hop I feel like I've learned so much about other styles, especially because I also sometimes go to conventions of all styles and things like that. But that's one thing, like sometimes I feel like I started late in my dance journey because I go on Instagram and I see like 5-year-olds doing like Dexter Carr or like Robert Greene stuff, and I'm like, excuse me, I could not do that when I was 5. I did not want to do that when I was 5. But yeah, but honestly, just like a big piece of advice to anybody, and this isn't even just like in the dance space, like it's okay to start things late. It's okay if you want to start a fitness journey late. It's okay if you want to start a new hobby late. Like there's genuinely nothing wrong with that. And there's plenty of time for you to, I guess, quote unquote, catch up or just like do better in that like thing that you're doing, you know? So now I'm going to chat about 3 ways that I grew as a dancer in the past 2 years. So the first thing that I have is working on your like stamina and endurance and strength outside of the studio. Because yes, sometimes as a dancer you do workouts like in the studio a lot and like stretching and like cardio a lot, but like sometimes that's just like not enough. Like especially for me, like I'm only at dance like 3 days a week, and only like 1 or 2 of those days do I do like intense cardio and strength training. So that's not necessarily a lot for me. But when I do like workouts and like I do running outside of the studio, I genuinely don't see like so much more improvement in my stamina and strength, which really helps with like rehearsals, if I have longer dance routines, like conventions, all of that. And honestly, it doesn't need to be a huge thing. Like you guys have seen my morning routine, or if you haven't, you know, I'll link that down below. But like in my morning routine, I do like a quick 10 to 15 minute workout in the mornings. And like, yes, that's super small. It's not like a 30-minute or 1-hour gym workout, but I do still see improvement in my upper body and lower body strength, and also in my cardio endurance when I like go for like a 15-minute run on the weekdays. So just like doing little things like that can genuinely help your stamina and cardio endurance so much as a dancer. Like I started doing those little workouts last year and my endurance has genuinely improved so much. Like literally before, my cardio endurance was, and like my upper body strength was like really bad. Like I could barely lift like a 5-pound weight. I'm gonna be so real, but now I can, and now I can do like 10-pound weights and stuff like that. So work on your cardio and strength endurance. Love water. Okay. And then the next habit that I've started doing last year, which is honestly a game changer, and I know I've said that a lot in this video, but this is a real game changer, is taking notes as a dancer. So this is my notebook for this comp season. I had like a much smaller one last season, but basically what I mean by taking notes as a dancer is there are 2 main things that I take notes on in this notebook. Like the one big thing is routine corrections. So like during rehearsals, if a teacher like changes something in a routine or just gives a correction that's specific to like the whole group or to me, I will write that down, and then later when I'm practicing I can be like, oh yeah, I need to work on that. And you know, that's just helpful to like that corrections like stick in a routine and stuff like that. And then the second thing that I take notes on, which is really important, is just general like notes and just like inspiring things that teachers say. Like in a dance class, or especially in convention classes, I've noticed this a lot, is teachers will just like sometimes say like really helpful or inspiring things like, oh, this is what I used to help with my timing, this is what I used to help with my traveling, like things like that. And then by writing it down, I have like a record of it, and then also I can think about how to work on that. Like how can I improve this part of my dance, how can I improve that part of like me as a dancer? And then you can just genuinely see like so much growth as a dancer when you work on that stuff, or even just like remember it. Okay, and then the final like little tip that I have for dancers to help with growth and that kind of stuff is something I started doing like literally like I think this month after I went to an intensive and my teacher talked about it. And I know that if they see this video, they're gonna be like, shout out to me. But the next thing is setting mental and physical intentions before every like class, convention, comp, performance, things like that. So I feel like a big part of being a dancer, besides even dancing, is just low-key like locking in. Like sometimes rehearsals and classes can get so intense, so fast, like things are happening every second, and you know, you need to like quote unquote lock in, like focus up just like you would in a classroom. And for me, at least, setting mental and physical intentions before every class really does help me lock in and do that stuff so I can grow as a dancer and just get through a rehearsal. Like when I say mental intention, I mean like maybe my mental intention would be like every time I do like the routine, I want to change one thing to make it better, or I want to focus on myself, not compare myself to others. I want to be more positive to myself and less negative on myself, like things like that. And then for physical intention, things like I want to like use my arms more, I want to use my upper body more, I want to breathe more, just like things like that you would do with your body. And it genuinely does help you like lock in, stay focused, and especially when you get like tired, helps like you like push through when you get tired and just like genuinely, you know, improve as a dancer and all those things. Okay, that was a lot of talking. I think that was like the most talking I've ever done in a video or a vlog. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this little all-encompassing video about me, academics, academic tips, me as a dancer, dancer tips, all that stuff. And actually this video was actually really fun for me to film because I don't know if you could tell, but I like talking. Like that's why I started a YouTube channel. And honestly, like it's just so satisfying to edit YouTube videos. Like start a YouTube channel, start editing, you'll know what I'm talking about when I say that it's satisfying to edit. But I hope you guys enjoyed this video as much as I did, and let me know down in the comments 2 things. 1, if you would like more of these like chatty Q&A videos, get to know me, that kind of stuff. And also let me know a fun fact about yourself, because I feel like I shared a bunch of fun facts about me in this video, and now it's your guys' turn. So, you know, comment down below if you're a real one. I'm kidding, you all are real ones. If you're watching this video, you're a real one. Okay, and I will see you guys later with another video. Bye!